All right, what's going on, everyone? I am here with Unbroken's P-Chan. How's it going?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How's your weekend been? We're kind of wrapping up here. It's Sunday evening.
Yep.
So how's your final round experience been?
Oh man, I feel like it's been very busy. A
Sure.
mix of EXO Academy, being with my new team, Team Unbroken, trying to meet up with friends and stream viewers,
Hmm.
all that kind of stuff. Originally, the start, I was a little concerned with how brackets were being run, how pools were being set up.
Sure,
That was
sure.
one of the major concerns going into the tournament, but at the end of today, I mean, I've had a great experience.
That's awesome to
So,
hear. Yeah, every pool was like, it honestly felt like every pool could have been a regional.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
So I'm so happy they went with the 3-out rule and
Hmm.
everything.
Yep.
So between tournament experience and things like casuals, have you feel like you've gotten a lot of good games in?
Yeah, and I was a little worried about that. That was
Sure,
one of my major concerns because when we came in, we were like, oh man, it's kind of small in here.
sure,
It's like there were just, I'm trying to think of how many setups there were. It just didn't seem like a lot. And for the
sure.
first CPT stop, I was a little concerned with how many casuals I was going to be
Hmm.
able to play. But as the weekend went on,
Hmm.
I realized people were very, very willing to set up casuals in the room
Oh
or trying to
yes,
make things work. So
yes. People are hungry.
we were
Yeah,
scared of that, but with the first CPT stop, people are hungry to play. I mean, you would think that like, oh,
absolutely.
it's going to be people who are being lazy. No, we've been training up since tournament season has been on break. And then today we again thought casuals were going to be very, sparing and few and far between, but
Hmm.
people were down here and we were willing to wait through lines of 7, 8, 9
Oh
people.
yeah,
People were like, okay, well now there's 8 of us, let's do first to twos, and we're like, you know what, we're hungry, let's just do
perfect.
it.
Tournament
So
setting feels good.
yeah, so it felt good. I wasn't I wasn't too concerned about that by the end of the weekend. At the start, yeah, but now we got a lot of good games in.
Awesome, that's fantastic to hear.
Yeah.
So you are fighting under for Team Unbroken.
Yep.
That's correct. And you also mentioned you've been doing work with EXO Academy.
Mhm.
Could you tell me a little bit about that?
So I'll start with the EXO Academy part. I was selected as one of 2 girls
Hmm.
to do EXO Academy, which is Persia's initiative to essentially help level up women of gaming. So
Hmm.
not just necessarily the gaming aspect, but also our name.
Sure.
So getting different kinds of special skills training, and the game of our choice was kind of like, I think she wanted to kind of keep it, not just the same game. So she
Sure.
didn't choose 2 people for Street Fighter. It was me for Street Fighter and Romanova for Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Yes.
That keeps it very diverse, I
Sure.
think. And it was a good experience. Very, very busy.
Hmm.
Definitely not for anybody who's a little bit complacent.
Yeah.
I felt like between my own work schedule and like life commitments,
Hmm.
it was something that I just had to make sure I kept a tight schedule, but also be very flexible.
Yeah.
So that made it really hard. Team Unbroken picked me up in between.
Oh
The
wow.
timing was a little weird because I had already been interested in applying for esports stuff and teams and
Mhm.
looking into that kind of opportunity, and they had already reached out to me before EXO Academy, but then I got picked for EXO Academy,
Sure.
and they were like a little concerned about that. They were like, oh, we don't want to necessarily walk on, walk on this
Step on
opportunity,
toes,
but then
yeah.
I was like, no, I'm open to all opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like Persia's like beating down the hammer,
Oh
like
no.
you can't do this.
No,
And
she's pretty understanding.
her purpose for EXO Academy was to help us get to that point.
Exactly.
So Romanova got picked up by Equinox as well,
Yes.
which is great. I signed with Team Unbroken as a streamer and content creator. So I mean, I'm still going to compete. I didn't sign on as a player, but they still, are following my journey with that as well.
Yeah, and just to be clear, so you guys aren't being trained necessarily just in the game you're participating in, but also media training, content creation, all sorts of cool stuff. I think it's such a cool initiative that Persia's put
Right.
on. So big shout outs to EXO Academy. Please check them out. Do you know if anything's coming down the pipeline for EXO Academy? Phase 2? Are you going to be
Phase-
continuing working with them?
It's for us, for me and Romanova, our EXO Academy specific journey is kind of over.
Sure.
There is going to be some opportunity for the future, I think, for just women of gaming with EXO Academy. Like Persia might do something different, but I'm not sure with her. Wave 2 starts going into Combo Breaker, so that's going to be Space Cake Queen for Street Fighter 5,
Cool.
and it's going to be SVL for Tekken. So
Oh,
that's
Tekken.
going to be very, very cool.
That's awesome.
Tekken obviously is a big game, but Tekken actually has a very large, I feel like, a lot of women play Tekken, and
Sure.
you see a lot of representation there, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So that should be fun. And Combo Breaker will be the next stop for EXO Academy.
Awesome.
We don't know about Wave 3 yet. That's supposed to be a surprise. And
Okay,
now
okay.
Evo Wave is on the
Ooh,
in the
alright.
works. So women can still apply if you're interested in that. Applications are still open. So.
Excellent. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
So, real quick, I don't want to keep you for too long, but I do
Yeah.
want to get down to business because I know you are a huge fan of the character that you play in Street Fighter V, and that is Ed. Now, he's not a super popular character, a little bit of a niche pick, but people that do enjoy him and play him are kind of character specialists. So what attracted you to Ed?
It's a weird history. I wasn't a competitor previously. For Street Fighter, I was a TO for a long time.
Okay.
So when I came back to Street Fighter V, I was actually a Nakali player season 1.
Okay.
Which is a little bit unexpected now that I play Ed. People are always like, oh, have you always played Ed? Like, did you not play Street Fighter V? I was like, season 1, I played Nakali. And then when I came back to the game after taking a little bit of time off because of school, I was like, Ed's kind of cool. He's also kind of cute.
Sure.
He's also kind of bratty. But I was a little bit weak when it came to fundamentals.
Okay.
And despite Ed having simple and easy execution, I felt it very necessary to learn fundamentals with him, because to take him to the next level, you have to be able to play footsies and space and get those counter hit confirms down and kind of understand the game at that level. So I wasn't forced to do quarter circles a bunch or half circles or try to do like cool combos. It was mostly focusing on the really simple stuff. And that really carried through, after a year with Ed. And even now I feel like I can keep going.
Awesome.
It started as he's got like really simple moves. I can do like really basic hit confirms, kind of learn all that stuff. He's got really solid anti-airs. And as I learned more about his frame traps and how he approaches the game and how he can make comebacks and his pressure in the corner, I realized this character is a perfect fit for me.
Yeah.
Despite what people say. Everybody's got their opinion. You always hear down the pipeline like, oh,
he definitely has his strengths, and I don't think anyone would argue that. And of course, you mentioned to me before off camera, but you've been a longtime friend of Dominion, who you had worked with at Nexo Academy.
Yeah.
Also, obviously very, very strong player who happens to use Ed. So that seems like a perfect fit.
And it's a great fit. The thing that's interesting about Dominion, unlike other Ed players specifically, I could talk about him as a Street Fighter player, but his defense is iconic.
Sure.
He's a very patient player. He makes very smart decisions. I feel like he doesn't take a lot of risks as a player.
Sure.
So learning from him, I learn about a lot of new frame traps, a lot of optimization, a lot of things I, should be thinking about. Because sometimes when you play Street Fighter, it's like you do have to have a flow chart, but you're thinking about a ton of things. And he's like, make it simple. Here are the things that you should think about and be confident with those decisions and just assume that it's going to hit. If it doesn't, well, go on to the next.
Sure, absolutely.
So with that, Ed players like to EX Psycho Upper, obviously. And the thing about that is, you've got different styles. You've got the people who are dashing up and doing EX Psycho Upper.
Super offensive Psycho Uppers,
The offensive style Psycho Upper, not even the defensive, but, EX Psycho Uppering in between somebody's fake pressure.
You gotta keep him honest, man.
But with Dominion, the interesting thing about him is that he doesn't crack very much. He has a very specific way of using that kind of tool. So learning from him, people notice, oh, P-Chan doesn't really EX Psycho Upper that much anymore. Like, there are some nervous ones in there still, but it became a psychic Psycho Upper. Like, it's like, it's to the point where, that person hit a button and it wasn't jab, so they're getting hit by EX Psycho Upper. And Dominion taught me a meaty, he's like, if you EX Psycho Upper mid-screen, dash up twice and hit medium punch, now you have a follow-up.
Yeah, now you can actually get pressure off of such a invincible tool.
Exactly.
Right? And that's a big part of Street Fighter V, I think, is keeping that momentum going.
Yes.
All right, so speaking of keeping momentum going, do you, it's very early in the CPT season, very early in the tournament season, very early in the year.
Yes.
Do you have any plans right now for any more traveling this year?
We do. So this is not CPT related, but April Annihilation, which is a new sort of big Eric major, we're going to be there because it's local. So we're going to try to attend some local stuff as much as possible. But as far as CPT stuff goes, we're going to be a combo breaker for sure, 100%. I will be there to support the EXO Academy girls. As well as continuing to compete. I mean, leveling up doesn't stop here. The grind never stops. EXO Academy just kind of like, it essentially made my drive go up 10 times as much. I'm like, I clearly see the results. I clearly want to level up. I clearly want to keep getting stronger. So Combo Breaker is kind of that next big step.
Yeah.
And CEO's the stop after that. That's my favorite event of the year.
Awesome. Yeah,
so we'll be there.
I've been there several times.
Yes, so I'm very much looking forward to that. As far as CPT goes, we've got Street Fighter League coming up as well, which is interesting. I think that, I don't think it'll take away from Capcom Pro Tour at all, but it's just another, kind of keeping the momentum of Street Fighter 5 going.
A lot of talk about that on social media right now. So I guess to mention social media, where can people find more P-Chan?
Oh, awesome. So on Twitter, you guys can find me at P_Chan with 3 N's.
Mhm.
You can find the link to my Twitch there as well.
Awesome.
Actually, you know what? I got that backwards. So my Twitch is actually P_Chan with
Okay.
3 N's. And you can find my Twitter on there, and you can also look for Team Unbroken, and my information for that is available.
Awesome. So have you been streaming a lot as of late?
I stream a lot. So for Exo Academy, I was required to stream 3 days a week for 2 hours. The cool little bit is that I believe Dominion and I want to continue training after. So
Awesome.
we should be training some of our streaming streaming some of our training sessions, but otherwise I might go back to streaming a few other things.
Sure.
So Street Fighter 5 training, it will be a road to platinum as
Cool.
well, so I'll start grinding ranked again.
Awesome.
But I also stream a little bit of Hearthstone.
Oh, awesome. We gotta talk about that later.
So Hearthstone,
Yeah.
and then probably, I play an occasional RPG, or if we feel like we're going to do something else, but I try to not be too much a variety streamer and stick to the things I want to play, so
Sure.
it's probably going to be Street Fighter 5 Hearthstone.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
hey, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to talk with me. Again, everybody check out P-Chan where you can online. She's been definitely grinding a lot, been improving a lot, so
Awesome.
it's been awesome to talk with you.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate it a
you.
lot. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.